Start off your day, every day, with breakfast variety at McDonald's.
As Matt just mentioned, we have a breaking news story.
Welcome, dipshits, to Season 3 of Dollar Bin of Doom. Each episode, your hosts, Kevin and Sam, review a movie or video game they find for $1. And, yeah, that's basically it. And now, your least favorite friend's favorite YouTube channel, The Miserable Hair People.
So here's my cold open. I'm writing these down, dude. I've written this on paper. No, I haven't written this on paper. But I have been talking about it at work, and I've gotten sort of a cold reception to it, so I'm going to run it past you guys.
Okay.
Do you think pooping would be more fun if your anus was narrower?
So like a spaghetti noodle
Yeah,
constrainer?
I was thinking silly string.
Oh, it's funny because I was thinking of the Play-Doh with the.
Oh,
Yeah, right?
Yeah. It'd be more fun.
Well, like, so would it be narrow with one hole or multiple holes?
Oh, like the Play-Doh
Yeah,
haircutting?
That's like something like.
This is such a great addition that you've added.
I can't wait to go back to work one day.
Yeah, I don't see why it couldn't be sort of a mesh or a screen that,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Can you also pick a design? Because maybe you have like a star shape or
Yeah.
something.
Little hearts for
Yeah.
Valentine's
Right,
Day.
right. Yeah.
Hey, babe, come here.
Yeah.
I got something special.
Maybe this is like a product that we could sell.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
make pooping more fun. In my mind, there's only upside, but my coworker did say that it probably would take longer to poop.
It would take so much longer.
So we came up with the corollary,
Okay.
which is
Oh, good word.
pooping a lot larger. And I added also in cube form.
Okay.
So you just like deposited an egg, like a giant poop, but in a perfect cube.
Intro, baby?
I don't see a downside with either, honestly. The pooping slower, sure, but you're having fun, so why would you want it to end quick?
More time on your phone in the bathroom.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. If you
There
don't
go.
want to write your name, you could be on your phone more.
Yeah.
You know how like sometimes you're like, it's the end of the day. I'm at work. I got to burn 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Imagine burning the last 40 minutes because you're pooping tiny.
And you have a valid excuse.
You do have a
Because
valid
because
excuse.
Would it be everyone or just you?
Everyone.
Everyone. Okay, so
Yeah.
everyone. So it'd be a normal thing to be like,
Totally.
oh, they're gone for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normal time. Usually, like if they're gone for an hour and a half, whoa,
Yeah.
it must be trouble.
Yeah,
Trouble.
yeah.
What kind of evolutionary traits do we have to do in order to make that happen?
So like selective breeding. Like if we started breeding humans now, what would we have to do to make their buttholes tiny?
you know, like over like evolution, it takes like thousands and thousands of years. Like, what would be the
Yeah.
catalyst to like, oh, back in the day? Because well, it's no like how they
I
say
think
like
you just honestly at work, I'll grab the calipers out of the drawer and just start measuring assholes.
Okay.
And then just saying like, you can pass on your genes. You have a wide asshole.
Kind of like
Get a vasectomy.
the 300. Like they realized babies weren't fit for this and throw them to the wolves.
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
measure a baby's butthole.
that'd be probably a better way. Like, what students are born, they measure.
Now that I think about it, I am sort of suggesting eugenics here.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Poogenics.
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 Yeah.
I like it.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Nope. Welcome everybody to another episode of Dollar Bin of Doom.
Better. Appreciate it.
We
We have a first timer.
We do.
Yeah. My buddy Cole. How's it going, Cole?
How's it going, Cole?
I'm good. Thank you, guys.
Technically my boss.
Technically your boss.
Technically, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
weird. I
So
don't
there's a lot riding on this.
There is. Can I have 9 weeks of vacation, by the way?
Only if this goes well.
Oh shit. Never
We
mind.
get like
What's
1,000
your-
views.
I was gonna say, what's your most viewed video? We got
Oh,
one more. As long as
not
we can
great.
pass one more over that.
Oh no,
all right.
you're
Passing.
getting fired, dude.
Yeah. I'm out of a job, man.
Yeah. Ugh.
What did we watch?
Fire from below.
Fire from below.
Yeah. I know when we talked about you doing this, you just said like, give me sci-fi movies to choose from. So what made you pick a disaster movie?
You know, I saw the sci-fi movies, and what was the one that I had picked out? It was the
Time Warrior.
Time Warrior. So that one was like, it did that like drawn me. But then when I was looking through the Dollar Bin of Doom, I just the collection, just I'm like, the collection's better. So
Yeah.
Okay.
that drew me in first, and then I read out of the 5, and I thought the title of that one, and also this had like the extra credits for like the movie. So I'm like, oh, That one,
it's like a movie.
It's a movie, but also it's a shitty quote unquote movie.
It was shitty.
I wanted to pick that one.
He says while yawning. That's how you know how shitty it was.
Yeah. You know what? I do commend you, though, for breaking into one of the bundles. We don't do that very often. We should.
Yeah.
But I think we did it once before,
We've
and it
done
was
it
a
a few
black and
times.
white movie, and we were just like, fuck this.
Yep.
I think we could probably burn the whole
I'm
disc.
okay with that. I think
if
this-
all of them are this quality, we could probably just...
I think that movie is the one on this, The Day the Sky Exploded.
Yeah.
Because it sounds cool, but it's just a 1950s scientist in a room movie.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their standards were so much lower, you know?
Yeah. I think you make those movies so teenagers can like rub their junk against each other in a car.
Oh, yeah, that. But also, this is like right behind the era where like people would start shitting themselves if a train was coming toward them in the theater.
That's a good point.
So, you know, people talking in the room is like, oh, they're really there.
Oh, shit.
They have context.
Yeah, they're there, but they're bigger.
Yeah. It's like I'm there.
Yeah, it's like two giants talking.
I'm so invested. Shut the fuck up, wife. You know? Because it's the 50s. Yeah, no shit. It's a fucking movie, man.
Yeah, I mean, it starts out with a bunch of miners in an abandoned salt mine.
Their facial hair, do you think that was their actual facial hair? And they just said,
Yeah.
do it. Because it's
Yeah.
like those guys, the guy's beard with the braided beard and the goatee, I was just like, that's pretty intense.
I think they put out like a casting call of like, we need some rough, gruff dudes with crazy facial hair. And they just hired everyone who applied.
Yeah.
Those guys just rolled up on their Harleys off the street.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of that. Remember Susan?
Sue.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sue.
sweet Sue.
Yeah. Part of me is like, they got to film in this town and they just rounded up some of the yokels.
Totally.
And those
And
miners
then
felt
those-
like
the-
yokels.
That kid.
Yeah,
the
that
little
fucking kid. Yeah.
That never came back.
No, he never
No.
came back.
No.
Well, also too,
I
it's
wish
like,
we would have found that kid's corpse, actually.
That would have been nice. Right?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
dead kids.
because the whole town died, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that, right? So it's like when that happened, we were like, Sue, where is she? They never came back to her. They never came back to her.
I remember that. Yeah, but it starts out and these, you know, we know these miners are dead. They're so fucking dead. And they're digging into the god rock and it's glowing and they're like, fuck. And they all burn to death.
They hit like a glowing bullshit and it like comes out and
Yeah.
raptures everybody.
It raptures everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
From our perspective, everyone just got raptured.
Well,
You
especially-
don't see bones.
No, not but unless that
Later.
later you do.
But in
Yeah.
this scene, you don't see, they just disappear.
One, two, it wasn't like a big explosion. It was like a snake head of fire.
Yep.
That was like,
It was like following
first it was
around.
you, then it's you, and then it's you.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, where is this mine, by the way?
Oh.
it's
It's behind a
attached to
bank.
an office building.
Behind a
Yeah.
bank, behind our work. It's attached to our
Our
office.
corporate, yeah.
Right. Because the secretary gets a call and they're like, get us more juice. And she
Yeah.
goes to the freezer and gets more juice. And then just walks out the back of this brick building, like nice brick bank.
Yeah.
And the exit just goes straight into a fucking old salt mine. Giant salt mine.
Very,
Plenty
yeah.
of headroom. Cut to fucking business Giga Chad talking on
that's
his
right,
balcony.
Yeah.
With like the craziest green screen.
Sort of hard to tell where the green screen began and ended.
Yeah.
Everything looked kind of fuzzy and people are weirdly framed a lot.
Oh, in that news section.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, but they need to just turn on. Anytime these idiots make movies, they just need to turn on the news.
Yeah. That's the
It's
Kevin's.
always looked like that. It hasn't changed since I've been alive.
Yeah.
It's always looked the same.
Yeah. But one of my favorite things about traveling is like you get to a hotel and I immediately like to turn on the news because it's like it's same but different.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that
how
is
does
true.
San Diego do their news? Oh, exactly like us. Like, yeah.
Well, and also it's like the personalities are the same, but it's like they talk a little differently
Yeah.
sometimes. It's like
It's just different enough.
They're ambiguously racial woman talks slightly. You notice that they're always just like
Yes.
she could be stone Caucasian or
Yeah,
with a
racially
tan
ambiguous,
or
yep.
just like
Some
any
sort
race.
of Latina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Mexican weather ladies are different.
Well, they're doing it.
Those are different.
They're just doing it different
breed.
down
Yeah.
there.
Watch that
That's-
shit.
But that also
There's
is,
something else in the water there.
but that also is a common trope with them. It's like they always gotta be hot, and they always
They're
have to look like they gotta have.
bombshells.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Watch that shit on mute. I don't give a shit about the weather.
Yeah. It's all dudes who look like the Dos Equis guy and women that are just goddesses.
Yeah.
It's like what the most interesting man in the world and a Valkyrie
Yeah.
angel from heaven.
Yes.
That like opening trailer with like looking up at the goddess. That's like everyone, but it's just like a Mexican weather lady.
Yep,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, they're just doing it better.
They had one racially ambiguous lady in this movie. What was it? It was she was like the assistant to the guy.
Yeah.
She had a thing with him, and when his fiance gave her just like the stank face, we were all just like, why is she just being a bitch? Like, what's
I
up
think
with
she
this?
was the CEO or like the CFO. Like she was his.
I didn't understand like
She
what
had
role.
some sort of power.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't just lady.
Because at a point she was just like, "I'm taking this to the news," and he couldn't be like, "No," you know.
He was
Yeah.
like, well, shit.
He was like, "Well, fine."
So we think the rapture's happening, right?
We think the rapture's happening. We hope the rapture's happening.
We were praying the rapture was
Yeah.
happening.
And shout out to the awful composite shots, the little toots out of the ocean of the fire.
Everything had like a black outline. on it. It
Yeah,
was very good.
yeah, it's pathetic.
The water skiing scene was really fun.
Yeah,
That was fun. The bad ADR is what.
yeah,
In the boat, yeah.
So how long has Nikki been a skier?
Just a few months. She's pretty good for a beginner.
Yeah, she looks really good.
Yeah, I'd say she looks great.
I think the balding dude, that was like his legit boat. It felt like
I think it
you
was.
can use my
yeah.
boat in this movie, but I'm in the scene.
And it was
Fine.
the guy also had like a bunch of holes in his shirt, so I'm like, that was what he was wearing on the day for sure, like that
100%.
tie dye shirt
yeah,
that he was wearing.
yep. How will you guys be able to shoot your thing if I'm not there, laboriously explaining how boats work?
Yeah,
to you?
shit. Pointing out all the things I did to it. And I
Yeah.
was like, I
Yeah.
didn't care less.
See that steering wheel?
Yeah. You see how it looks like there wasn't a hole there? Yeah, there was a hole there at one point. Hey. You know how resin works? Let me explain how resin works.
Yeah.
You, see
You ever
this-
use a caulking gun?
Yeah.
Please, you see the sail? I sewed it myself.
Yeah. And the vagina they're talking to is just like just drying up. Like, thanks,
Yeah,
guy.
it's kind of ironic how dry pussies can get on a boat.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can move on from this.
That was
We can
nice.
Cut that before the. Some of that might have been good, but just cut that bit.
Okay,
Cut that
sounds
bit
good.
for me. Thanks, Kev.
It's a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah. You know those jokes that kill bits? That's all our Patreon
That's
is.
good. That's good. Yeah. We call that a Kissinger right there. That's what-
Ooh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You know who Henry Kissinger is?
Mm-mm.
Oh man.
He died. We threw a party.
He legit threw a party when
we threw a party. Oh, is Mitch McConnell dead yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, we
is
can't
that another
wait.
party?
You
wanna
want to
come
come
to our
over
Mitch
for the Mitch McConnell party?
Calm down.
Yeah.
Is it a happy party or a hate party?
Oh,
It's happy. We love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
having
cool.
a great time.
Yeah.
God, dude, we're gonna. Can't wait. We're gonna die.
Yeah,
we're
it's
so
so
gonna
nice.
die. There's gonna, dude. The nuke is gonna. Davis Monthan is just like right over there.
Yeah.
We're so.
Do you guys
Yep.
think about like low key? I like Red Dawn. You guys seen Red Dawn, right?
Yeah.
I low key think about that sometimes. I'm like, Tucson, it could happen. Like
Yeah.
if
No,
EMP.
no, we'd all be toast.
Oh, like they would.
That is one of the largest Air Force bases in the entire United States. You don't think that's on the top of the list?
Yeah.
We're done.
that too.
We don't have to worry about a damn
And-
thing. Zombies?
And you know what?
Not
too?
our
Like,
problem.
Like
Yeah.
we're like built in like a bowl surrounding like by the mountains, so it would just be like I'll be like just whoop, go up
Yep.
Yeah. But we're close enough to where we get caught in the blast.
instant, like we'd be gone. I do.
So quick.
I do when they're doing like pilot testing. I do like I'm like.
Is this it?
Yeah, I
Is
think
this
about
it?
that sometimes. I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, it's been. I've heard this plane fly for like a little
they'll
bit too
do-
long.
They'll do dive stuff, and you'll hear the.
Yeah.
and you're like waiting for the boom.
Yeah.
Or have you guys ever experienced like the sonic boom where they like it breaks like the glass?
Yeah.
So they're not allowed to do that over populated
Oh,
areas.
they aren't. Okay.
But my buddy lives off on Ajo, and every now and again you'll get the glass shake a little bit and like a
oh, that's
because
crazy.
they'll do trainings and they'll fly all the way out there to where they're legally allowed to do it, and then that's when they'll go supersonic.
Dang,
Crazy.
that's nuts.
Yeah.
I think Adam Savage from like Mythbusters interviewed like bomb techs,
Mm.
and they're like, "How do you do it? That's like the scariest job." And they're just like, "Look, I mean, if it works out, great. If it doesn't, I'm literally the first person where it's not my problem anymore.
I do
And
not
that's
have
such
to
a
think
great
about it.
mindset.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a bomb disposal guy and you're right up against it.
Oh no, I
You're
could
the
not. That's
you're the first one.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't like myself enough to not be worried.
She'd be like, I could probably get some.
Yeah, it's fine. Like,
That's good.
There's like 3 people who are gonna really miss me, and that's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
I get raptured just like in this movie. Like,
Oh god. See, I wish I low key wish it was kind of like that. Like instead of what
Yeah.
it was, because
Yeah.
we were also having fun making fun of it. Like, oh, they're getting raptured, and then as soon as we saw it was scientific, we're
Yeah.
like, oh, I kind of lost. I will say I lost a little bit of interest
Yeah.
once I'm like, oh, it's not.
how dare
like-
you take yourself seriously?
Come on.
Well, and the movie's so crazy too because that ball of fire like just follows
No, it
people.
follows you. It makes you think. Well, that's what we.
And they
put
make
the
it like
sense-
animalistic. It's like following them like a snake. Like
It was like the person like on the boat. Like it mowed down those people on the boat. Like
yeah.
if it was wet fire, it would have just. I don't know.
Yeah, and that the wet fire logic breaks down too. Because okay, so the whole thing about the fire is fucking
get into it.
spoilers.
I don't.
The
get
whole
it.
thing about the fire is that it's attracted to water.
Jake, that cloud could have killed us. What are you doing driving in here with all these combustibles?
That's just it, honey. This element seeks liquid catalysts, not dry materials like hay.
This thing is attracted to liquid in its path, and those clouds outside are wetter than we are.
Jake, you're right.
So it's wet fire.
It's wet fire.
Yeah.
And here I thought they were getting raptured. Now I feel like I'm dumb.
Mick,
This whole time
I
you've been saying
You know,
rapture.
in retrospect, I should have known it was wet fire.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It was. I think I.
So they're driving down the street in an open vehicle. Sure, the fire is attracted to them. What about the trees?
And the moisture in the air. That's what my thing.
But
too.
it
I'm like,
breaks down
what?
completely when a woman is water skiing.
Yeah. No shit.
On the
What's
water.
more
Yeah.
wet?
What's more wet? Is water wet?
Yeah.
It's like the movie Signs, where they're like, "Oh, the water destroys the aliens," but it's like you came to a planet that's
Full of water.
70% water.
Yeah.
Like,
Or War of the Worlds. Were we the first stop?
clearly,
Like, did they not think?
Yeah.
How many worlds had they gone to before where they're like, we're fine?
how many Batman villains are like, "I'm gonna take over Gotham, then the world"? Just take over the world first,
Yeah.
then deal with Batman.
Yeah.
Batman's the final boss. Why don't you level up first?
Yeah, totally.
Get some resources.
Yeah, I never even thought about it like
Yeah.
that, but that's so true.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. And also, if you're a Batman villain, why the fuck would you keep working Gotham?
I would want to
great
go.
question.
Yeah, like go to another city. Like,
Yeah.
How about you get Flagstaff first?
Yeah.
yeah. What? There has to be another city in the state wherever Gotham is that they can easily just jump to.
Totally.
That's like
Yeah.
right there, but there's like,
Yeah.
no, Gotham's it.
Yeah.
I like to think that Gotham has like an Oakland. You know what I mean? You cross a bridge and there's like
Yeah. A terrible baseball team.
Flopham or
Flop-
whatever.
flop 'em.
Or maybe it's so bad the villains don't want it. They're
Maybe,
just like,
maybe
just like,
Gotham,
"Nah."
Yeah.
Gotham is the Oakland.
Oh yeah.
There's a San Diego or no, San Francisco across the bay.
I picture like the Penguin showing up, like, "Meh, ha, ha," and they're like, "Fuck you, cracker!" And then he beats the shit out of them. Just like fists. Just
Yeah.
nothing.
Kevin Sorbo.
Kevin Sorbo.
Kevin,
The dude-
Sorbo.
You know,
Sucks.
there's a reason why Christian media usually sucks. It's because it's very, very rarely motivated by passion and more just a vehicle for proselytizing. And Kevin Sorbo is that vehicle.
Yeah, he is.
They drive him in
Yeah.
because he has a vague amount of name recognition to
Yep.
try and legitimize their thinly veiled proselytizing media.
Yep.
So we saw Kevin Sorbo and we were like, there's a Christian element here.
100%.
And I didn't know anything about him. So you guys saying you're like, oh, this guy, and I was like, oh, okay, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess for people who don't know at home, Kevin Sorbo was Hercules in the hit 90s show Hercules.
Yep.
And he got famous doing that, or as famous as a TV actor can
Yeah,
get.
sure.
And turns out he's like a right-wing, ultra-Christian, conservative
MAGA.
Chud.
Yeah.
And me and Kevin have sort of a history with Kevin Sorbo in particular because we saw
God's not
as
dead.
a joke God's Not Dead when it came out.
Yeah.
The sensation that sort of broke into mainstream theaters.
Yeah.
We saw it at like the $2 theater on a
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yep.
Oh,
were
the
like
cheap
this,
seats.
You were like, this will
Yeah.
be funny to see, like, and then it just wasn't funny at all.
No, it wasn't. It starts Sorbo as the villain.
Yeah.
He was the the villainous college professor that had the gall to not believe that God exists.
Yeah.
And it was a debate movie. And the shining Christian beacon of some white gomless kid was the hero who debated Sorbo and won.
Because Sorbo got hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Oh,
because,
so does that mean he really won the debate?
yeah, because God punished him for not believing in him.
And then 4 seconds before he died, he's like, yeah, I guess I believe in God. And everyone cheered, and then he died in the gutter.
Yep.
And everyone was like,
But
yay.
his soul is saved.
Exactly.
Probably.
Right. And he was punished.
For not
God
believing.
punished him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great movie.
It's great.
They made 6 more after that.
They did make 6 more.
Have you ever heard of a YouTuber named Bobby Fingers?
No.
He's a
You
dude-
gotta see his videos.
Yeah.
Bobby Fingers.
He's the dude who makes dioramas, and he made a diorama of when Mel Gibson got arrested.
Oh my god.
It's amazing. Yeah, I'll send you a link. It's
That's
pretty
so
good.
wow, especially you saying I wouldn't have expected that specific. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Okay.
It is peak YouTube. And his videos are absolutely unhinged. I would suggest, honestly, before you watch the
Gibson one.
I would watch the Jeff Bezos boat.
Oh, cool.
He builds a boat that looks exact. It's like a.
Don't explain it to him. I want it to like
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
unfold.
Don't tell
Bobby
me.
Fingers Jeff Bezos boat. Just
Okay.
look up Jeff Bezos boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos boat.
That's
my
pretty
God.
good.
It's the best YouTube video I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
9/11. We were live
There
during
it is. Yeah.
I remember.
Oh,
Do you
where-
remember?
where
we
were
got a
you
first
guys?
timer.
Oh yeah, where were you on
I
9/11?
know it's funny. I literally just asked. I was like, "Where were you guys?" So I grew up in California, and they have a thing called on track, off track. So instead of having a summer break, you go to school for 3 months, you get a month off. So I was off school. So I remember literally waking up and my mom and dad just freaking out and being like, "What's going on?" Like, I don't know. And like everyone's like, "I was in class and my teacher turned on the TV." I was like, "I just woke up."
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And I just remember my dad like being like freaking out and like
Yeah.
my mom crying, and I was just like, "Can I watch TV? Can I watch?"
I'm like 4. This means nothing to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's
mean,
just like-
Nickelodeon is still on, I think. So we can just flip over to that if this is bumming you guys out.
yeah, he's like, "Why don't
You know,
why
when
are we
I'm
happy?"
sad, I like to watch SpongeBob. Why don't we?
Kevin and I were talking about this, but because you know how like on Instagram you can see like how you can like certain things. You're like, oh, so you can see like the little bubble. It was a 9/11 meme, and I saw Kevin liked it, and I texted him. I was like, I'm so glad we have the same sense of humor. I'm like, it was like that makes me feel so much better.
It's good. Instagram really betrays you like that. Sometimes you just get a butt, and I'm like, ooh, Kellen like that. Good for Kellen.
Yeah, I can't be doing that. You guys will be getting pictures of chicks with dicks, and I'm just.
Wow.
I think my tiny ego would just implode.
the lady boys.
Oh yeah. God,
Have you seen some
that
of the
lovely
lady boys?
woman has a big ol' hammer.
Have you seen some of those like lady boys in like Vietnam? Sometimes you're like,
They look like Mexican fucking weather girls. I'll tell
for
you what.
real.
There's some that you're like, wow, fuck, it's bigger than mine.
You're just like impressive.
How do you not have hairy knuckles? What the fuck? And then some you're like,
Oh yeah, look at that.
oh shit, huh?
That's a penis. Look
Yeah,
at that.
look at that.
It was weird, but I saw the dude with the recorded like biggest like dick, and he said
yeah.
he's like, I hate having boners because I pass out because all the blood goes. And I was like, I never thought about that. And I was like,
We always said that was a
oh.
joke. I think that's legitimate.
Oh.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like legit. And he said he's like, no, like I hate it. And I'm like, that would suck. Like,
Yeah.
oh my
Boo
god,
hoo.
Yeah.
boo hoo. I know, boo hoo. I got a big
Yeah.
wiener.
I imagine it's big enough to where any girl would be like,
They'd
it's
be like,
just
no.
you
Yeah.
can't.
No,
I
I'm good.
don't have the space. I've had 8 kids and I cannot cram that in there.
No shit.
I've been watching porn for so long.
For an illegal amount of time.
Yeah.
Are you 18? You're like, I can't read. I don't know what that sounds like.
Yeah, I've been looking at ladyboys since before they were hot, dude.
Just before
You
they
little
were
hipster.
popular.
You little hipster. I like my lady boys on VHS. There's just like a quality for.
They just look like me with a bustier on.
I remember seeing them in the magazine section at gas stations. Oh, I'm sure.
I remember desert porn. You remember desert porn?
No.
Desert porn.
Desert porn.
Is it?
Why
porn?
have
Is
I
it-
watched infinitely more porn than you guys?
Got a problem, man. I don't know what to say.
I guess I did have a problem.
Yeah.
Neighborhood kids hide porn in the desert. You just got to find it.
I've never heard of that. Yeah. I like the initiative though, because also you're kind of like, it's like you're passing the torch. You're like, I hope some other kid finds and gets some joy.
All right, there's people who know about woods porn. This is just the Arizona equivalent.
That's true, yeah.
You just go out in the woods, you find porn.
Yeah, it's like geocaching, but for perverts.
Yes.
You
And with desert porn, you take turns. You very rarely meet someone there, and if you do, god damn, is it awkward.
Hey, Carl, let me know when you're done.
Don't stick that page together. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
I kind of miss. I never experienced the I've kind of dates us, but like the magazines with like the actual centerfolds or something like that.
Never had that?
I've never had that.
Oh,
really?
I don't think treat yourself.
How old are you?
33.
So you did?
I've never like.
You never picked up a Hustler and it had the centerfold?
Not like that.
You're missing out.
Ones that like fold out and stuff. Because I mean, like I've like looked at them where I'm like, all right, cool. My little brother, funny enough, he collects like vintage Playboys, and I think even in those ones, they don't have like the fold out ones yet or anything like that.
Oh, interesting.
Nice. Yeah,
dude, I remember that shit.
Yeah, same.
See, I remember like seeing media of it, but I've like in person, I've never like seen it.
You know, it was the best porn mag. Playboy sucked. Playboys were bad. If you want to look at tits, sure. Penthouse.
Oh, Penthouse was the because that had like the it was like
little box.
raw. Yep.
Yep.
Another thing about porn magazines and why you always saw them in the desert, the shits were like $40.
$40?
They were so expensive.
The trick was to have family friends that you visit like once a year.
Yeah.
And my parents had ones that they collected Playboys, and I'm just like, if they had doubles, guess what? They don't got doubles anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Kevin's got singles now.
Yeah, you always had like an uncle with a cousin who knew where the stash was, and he had like 40 million of them.
The degenerate
fucking
cousin,
dirty fuck, and you just take a few and they'd never notice. Yeah. My girlfriend's dad had boxes of porn DVDs.
Ooh boy,
that's crazy.
Boxes and boxes.
DVDs.
So he would buy them by the.
He would buy in bulk.
Yeah.
And they didn't come like they came from a
but
production company. They came like a loose cardboard box.
Damn.
With just stacks of DVDs in there.
Used.
You know, Pornhub has a good thing going with the percentages. Because you know how on YouTube you could just completely fool people with fucking thumbnail?
Yeah.
Pornhub has thumbnails, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like it's pretty easy to fool someone. You can put up some AI image, whatever. But the percentage of people who liked it, big win. Because you'll see a really awesome thumbnail and you're like, and you'll see the percentage is like 60% because everybody's fucking dirty. And of course, like 60% of people are like, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. But it's the other 30 that you really want.
But yeah, they really sell those thumbnails out, man.
Yeah.
Because you'll click on the video and it's some girl like doing her taxes with her leg like spread open. And she's got like a cyst right here. And you're like, I knew it. I shouldn't have clicked on it.
Yep.
They told me. They warned me.
Where's my Bible? Gotta peruse that for a little bit.
Then you're really gonna get raptured by the fire.
Yeah, exactly.
God should have headed porn off in the Bible, don't you think?
Yeah.
Should have been like, hey, there's gonna be a thing called the internet. Not allowed to watch any of that. Not allowed.
Yep.
And like for centuries, every scholar of the Bible is like, I just don't get this part. I don't know what any of this means. And then like in the mid 90s, they were like, he called it. I would know God exists
from downtown.
From downtown.
It'd be one thing that I'd be like, how could he have known?
Yeah, no, he hasn't made any crazy predictions or anything.
Yeah, it would have been so ezy to prove God's existence if
God said on his apostles, all right, there's gonna be this chick named Mia Khalifa.
Yeah,
you're gonna want to get on that train really early.
Really early.
And be nice to her. She's a treasure.
Yeah, no shit. She's gonna make like 4 movies and then bounce. And you're gonna love them.
Yeah,
you're gonna love them.
And then like 10 years later, you're gonna be like, is that a new one? No, I've seen it.
It's sports.
No. It's like the greatest hits. Sometimes it's kind of hard. Porn relies a lot on novelty, unfortunately. But sometimes you go back. You're like, I like this one.
Yeah.
You search it up. You remember Sasha Grey?
Oh.
You got to go back sometimes.
Well, now that I've talked about porn with my boss for a half hour.
Hey.
Thanks, Sam.
Man, this is how you burn a video.
Yeah,
Holy
that's
fuck,
true, it's
we're
true.
almost done.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm honestly trying to remember bits of it, and it's almost like I watched it and I blocked it out of my memory.
It's just
almost
nothing
instantly.
happens.
It's a bummer.
Nothing
We'll have to have you
happens.
back on for like a better movie. This was just kind of nothing.
This one's really boring.
My bad, guys.
No, dude, you don't know.
Don't worry about a damn thing. It is arbitrary.
It is 100% a shot in the dark.
And it fails way more than it succeeds. Kevin Sorbo, it's not about Rapture. We're
It's
bummed
not.
out.
Yeah, we thought it was.
We thought it was about Rapture. The fire keeps following people for some dumb reason.
Yeah. The science behind why it's doing it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense, and they don't really care enough about it to explain it to us.
Nope.
Well, even Kevin Sorbo, I didn't realize he was a scientist until he started talking science. Like, they didn't really establish that.
He's also an executive producer on the movie, so he wrote himself as the coolest motherfucker. I'm the scientist guy who's not a real scientist guy.
I am the cool long hair.
All these girls love me. I figure shit out in the end. I saved 2 people in a cave.
Oh yeah. I just forgot about that already, and that was at the very end.
Yeah. I think I really did like, and by like I mean thought it was hilarious how fucking stupid it was. There's so much tension with like the final bomb going off. Remember they set it for 15 minutes. The countdown finally hit 0. And nothing really happens for a little bit. Yeah.
They have another 5 minutes to run away.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very much in a niche of movie where it has names.
Bubba.
Bubba. Yeah, Bubba gets fire through his dick hole and explodes.
Legs, your backside, the whole shooting match. That's right.
Oh no, Bubba!
I know.
My favorite lecherous old man.
Look, I
thought he was gonna get dick raptured for a second.
Right?
What in the hell is this?
Oh shit!
No, Bubba! He done exploded in the poop house. So it does feel like I need to keep my SAG card movie a little bit because there are a lot of elderly people in there. The news anchor, Bubba.
The sheriff from Blazing Saddles.
Yeah. So they all needed to
see.
stay in the old organization.
Yep.
But yeah, it's
It's tough, man.
I'm surprised they were able to shoot on location, like in the salt mine. Like they were in a mine, it looked like.
dude, if it might be that fucking mine that they put all the
movies in.
archival footage in. Like it's just a big salt. You could probably find a big salt mine to film in. You know, just put a blue light in the back. It's spooky.
That's true. They did have they're lighting in the cave.
Yeah.
So they decided to blow up the fire.
Yeah,
because it's a tract.
Oh,
Which
that's
now
right.
that I say it out loud is really fucking dumb.
But it's what they do.
That's what they do.
The fire.
I got it, guys. I figured it out. You know how shit's exploding?
What if we
blow it
explode
up at the source?
Yeah. Thanks,
That'll fix
Kissinger.
it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work, not really, but the movie ends anyway.
Yeah.
I've never had a movie that legitimately was like, we did it.
It ended very abruptly too.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of like waiting for more of like a triumphant like end.
Yeah.
And then there's
Well,
like
I mean, at the very least, stop showing explosions. And
Yeah,
then we'll know
right?
it stopped, but it just kept showing explosions in the water.
Sir, the fire's going out. The dam's holding.
Excellent work.
she was just like a teenager.
Yeah,
like the
was.
entire
Time.
like a teenager from like our generation.
She sucked.
Yeah.
She's hard to listen to.
She's hard
She
to
started
look-
giving exposition. I was like, shut the fuck up.
No, her haircut was hard to look at too.
It was hard to look at.
Like I was like, what?
It didn't do her face any favors. It looked like she had
No.
like a jug of milk on her head. Yeah, when you were like a kid and you're like, I need a space helmet, and your mom's just like, cuts a hole out of a
There
jug
you
of
go.
milk.
Play outside.
Yeah.
Mommy's got to smoke.
So I just thought of something like randomly right now that was in the movie. So I'm like, maybe this is why that she was so like bitchy towards like all the women. Because remember at the very beginning where he's like making that joke on the phone and she's like, who are you talking to on what? So like, maybe there's some deep context behind there to where it was like, he's an asshole. He's cheated or something.
If only they told her, showed us that.
Right?
in Some,
Yeah. Giving Kevin Sorbo some characterization.
No.
Rather than just like earnest hero man.
Yeah.
They would never.
No.
No.
And Sorbo would not put up with that. Adultery? Sorbo?
No.
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 Oh, that's the shirt for the episode. Adultery, Sorbo? No.
Big no.
Yeah. We talked about making shirts for every episode and just like
That would be funny.
Yeah, and putting it on like some website where you can just like custom order it, just so like
what is
Redbubble or
Redbubble,
whatever.
say
Is just
Redbubble,
constantly
yeah.
like fucking stop. No one's bought a shirt in 4 years. Stop uploading designs.
I mean, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
I would buy it if it's
I would
like
buy the fuck out of it.
especially if it was like such a niche quote like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You
And
can
the
easily
worst-
make a good
Oh, dude.
design.
And it's
Yeah.
one of
Give me
those
8
where
minutes.
you order like an extra large and they give you like a medium.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like Chinese
Yeah,
sizes.
Chinese medium.
Yeah, I gotta get like a quadruple X in order for it to fit somewhat
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
Then you wear it and someone's like, "What is your shirt?" And you're like, "I kind of forgot actually."
You're like, I don't know. Or there's a QR code that scans to the episode.
Dude, that's a good idea.
And then that QR code breaks and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You don't renew the license.
Yeah.
It
You
takes you
scan
somewhere
it,
else.
it breaks your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it breaks your phone.
Basic math. 5 movies on this. Bought it for $1, 20 cents. Cole, was this worth 20 cents?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
If you had, would you give it even a cent?
A half penny.
A hay penny.
A hay penny.
penny?
Hay penny.
Dang, shit,
There.
dude.
That's intense.
There
You
go.
baller, you.
I know. That's how much I would consider it.
I'd
No.
5 cents, literally only for the CG and the Rapture stuff in the beginning.
I will say for a cheesy movie like the Rapture Fire wasn't that bad.
I think I can name 5 things I would give a penny for in this movie.
Okay.
The bad outlines on the explosions.
Okay. It's a really bad start.
The guy from Blazing Saddles, that was really fun.
Okay.
Sue.
And this kid.
I fucking
No,
hate
fuck.
Sue.
The skeleton, when that one person got
Okay, so
raptured.
that's another thing where I was like, that was the one, and I'm glad you saw that too, because immediately we were just like, wait a minute, there's a skeleton with that
someone put in
one
the skeleton.
guy.
So that's 5 cents for me.
Okay. Nothing.
Yeah, 0.
Negative?
Is this your
Zero.
first 0?
No,
like
it's
legit.
not my first 0. I've given negative money before.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
that's not a 0,
That's a good point.
but yeah, 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was nothing.
It was nothing.
I'm surprised we stuck through it. Honestly.
Yeah.
But
At the beginning, the rapture.
See, that's like the reason why when
Yeah.
you're like, do you want to get it? Because I was like, I want to see where it goes. Like, I'm kind of
Yeah.
interested, but
Yeah.
then it just disappointed me.
you know what kept it going was our misspent expectations. We saw Sorbo
Yep.
and we were like,
We were
where's
wait-
this going, Mr. Bo?
Honestly, third act is what lost me. I was
Oh, dude.
up. I was up until I was like,
Third
where's it gonna
act?
go? Dude, I was kind of like interested in it because I'm like more
I
like,
think they pulled out Wet Fire.
oh no, Wet Fire is what lost me. That's because I was
That
like,
was like after the first act, maybe.
okay,
Yeah.
or after first act then.
Oh yeah, did we ever talk about them escaping the fire in a very flammable wood building? The
Yeah,
barn?
they did that.
That was bonkers.
Yeah, because the fire want the wet, and they'd
Yeah.
be made out of wet.
Fire won't wet.
Yeah, let's not think about the trees and the grass and all the other shit that's wet
No.
that the fire could have
Just the
fallen
moisture
around.
in the air, the clouds.
Sure.
Yeah.
And as we know, there's no moisture in barns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nah.
makes sense in a salt mine. Not a lot of wet in a salt mine,
That's true.
but outside salt mine don't make no sense. Why would come out of the water? We're made of wet water wet. Chase woman on boat, but woman drier than water. You know?
You're making a lot of sense. We'll have you back on for a better.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
It's been
yeah.
an honor. This is great.
Thank you.
Thanks
I
for
enjoyed
hiring
it.
Kevin.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, he'll cut out all the stuff that makes you look really bad.
Good, you better,
Oh,
or
yeah.
else.